-1. It's cold. It's cold. Want to stay warm? Here's how. So let's get into it. Well, if you get really cold, you can just stuff your kitty in a jacket and he'll keep you warm, right? Yeah. In today's video, I wanted to go over some of the things that I do to stay warm on those cold days. It's currently -1 here in Vancouver, BC today at the time of filming this. So I figured this would be a perfect time to go over everything that I use to stay warm, including cuddles with my kitty. So the first thing I do is I start with a good base layer. I really like these Helly Hansen long sleeves. They're 50% merino wool, and they work great as a good base layer. Anything merino wool for a base layer is going to really help keep you warm. I can't remember the science behind merino wool, but the way it's woven, it's a little bit thinner, it's softer, and it just works. So the one thing that I do like to ride with is a heated vest. And there's two kinds. You can get battery operated or ones that directly connect to your motorcycle. This particular one connects directly to my motorcycle through an SAE plug that's wired to the battery, and it's just got a simple on-off switch and a cat to come along with it. And even sometimes I don't even turn on the heated vest. Just having that extra layer under your jacket to give you insulation can even help. The next thing on my list of things that I like to use to keep myself warm is a neck gaiter. Now this one's from Lone Rider. This came when I ordered a bunch of stuff, but I have several of these, and these work great because you can kind of throw it over your neck and then bring it up over your mouth under your helmet and use that to help cut the wind off your neck. And surprisingly, even though this is a thin layer of fabric, just that thin layer cutting the cold off really helps on that neck when you got the wind blowing and it's 80 kilometers an hour or 100 kilometers an hour and you're driving on the highway. Or you can also use balaclavas. I have a couple, ones from Under Armour that I've had for years. This one kind of converts also just into a neck gaiter as well. The other thing I like are gloves. Now I have two winter gloves that I ride with. One are the Alpine Stars Tech Touring gloves. They're not the best at waterproof, but for cold weather and wind, they work really, really well. As a waterproof glove, they're just basically a sponge and then your hands get soaked. So I don't really use them when it's wet outside, but on a cold day, I'll definitely throw these on and keep my hands warm. I also have the Climb Badlands ADV gloves. These are Gore-Tex, so they're also windproof, waterproof. They don't act like a sponge when you're riding in the rain, and they also keep my hands really warm. But if you're the person that only has summer riding gloves, like these Alpine Stars SP1s, these are a full gauntlet glove. But if you just have summer riding gloves, I like to take latex gloves and slide them on my hands and then put my gloves on. And just that little layer of latex helps cut the wind down incredibly. At least in my experience, it does. Your mileage may vary. The other thing I like to do on cold days, if I just say I'm out and I have my summer riding jacket like this Alpine Stars, I like to throw on my rain gear. Now this rain gear by Scott Racing is windproof and waterproof. And just by throwing this on, it cuts the cold down dramatically on my body. Especially on my arms if you're riding a sport bike or a cruiser and you don't have a lot of wind protection. Your arms are usually typically the one that gets cold the most, and your hands. So this just helps keep the wind off your arms and kind of helps add another insulated layer to your body to help keep you warm. Now, another thing I've seen online that a lot of people talk about for cold winter riding are something called hippo hands. Now, I don't have any hippo hands, but they are something that attaches to your motorbike. They look like a giant oven mitt that you put your hands into, to keep your hands warm. It's not something I've ever ridden with, but I've had people suggest it to me to get some for these colder days, but I just haven't, and I haven't needed them yet, but it is definitely something you can get to help keep you warm on those cold days. Don't do what I said earlier and put your pet in your jacket. That's not very nice. I'm not going to put my cat in my motorcycle jacket and go for a ride. No, we wouldn't do that. Anyways, you guys, that's all I got for today's video. It's a real quick one. Just something to show you what I do to keep warm all day. I'm going to go have a cuddle with my kitty now and maybe make a hot chocolate and curl up on the couch. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Keep the rubber side down. Peace.